Good day, everybody. This is your Market Watch, May 8th, 2025. It's about 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Looking at the last 24 hours here of activity in Santa Clarita Valley, we are going to look at 701 total active listings. Up from 2 weeks ago, we were in the low 600s. So that's where inventory is starting to go. We have 16 properties that are coming soon. We have 96 new listings entering this market in the last 7 days. 109 properties have had their prices reduced. 15 properties have actually gone back on the market, falling out of escrow. We have 56 properties that are in pending. 35 properties actually entered escrow in this past seven days. We also have 16 properties expired, 58 properties completely sold and closed escrow this last week. So we are down in those numbers. Looking at the rest of the real estate inventory and those trends, we're definitely holding at 701 active listings. We do have a 3% uptick week over week. This is still below the 900 plus we saw pre-pandemic, but it's enough to definitely cool multiple offer frenzies. Now, we do see a price cut surge with over 100 price reductions. We do see sellers that seem to be a little bit panicked, but if you look at those overall sales prices, you're going to see that those don't fit in properly, because these are properties that are placed on the market higher than what people expect to pay. So that's those reductions. It is not affecting the actual overall prices. So prices are still on the increase. It's just sellers are pricing their properties with a different strategy, putting them out higher, understanding that they have time and that those properties will eventually sell. Now, we do have those 35 properties that are active under contract versus those 15 that have come back onto the market. Some of the things to look at, and one of the things that we tell our sellers, those pre-inspections are kind of important depending on the age of the property. If the property happens to be in excess of 30 or 40 years old and you've done very little in the way of upkeep and maintenance to those properties, and it doesn't have to be, fantastic, everything upgraded, but the basic systems, the electrical, the plumbing, those sorts of things, if you have been neglecting those over time, you might have to be paying for that now, because what happens is buyers are going to come in, they're going to have their home inspector look at those properties, and they're going to want to vet them and ensure that those properties are at least livable, habitable, and safe. A lot of the issues we see come up is that those properties aren't deemed safe by the home inspectors, and it's not them trying to chisel anything out. These are licensed contractors for the most part that are giving their stamp of approval on a particular piece of real estate. That's why also, as a real estate seller out there, it's important to have an agent that vets that particular home inspector, even though your agent hopefully isn't also representing your buyer, depending on the case and strategy, of course. But if they're not, that puts them on the other side of the ball, on your side with your ball, and hopefully they'll be able to look at that home inspector and say, yes, they are a contractor. No, they're not. They do have proper certifications. They don't. So then you